Well, if I do 51, then 53 should be obvious. That's okay. All right, so let's go over it. How about if I do 53, which is more difficult than 51 is? So I'll do 53. Okay? It's a little bit more difficult than 51 is. Okay, you guys ready? You guys ready to learn? I'm ready to teach. I don't know about you guys. It's ready to learn? Okay. Number 53, page 39. Graph fx equals greatest integer function of x minus 1 plus 2 by hand. By hand. So for the greatest integer function, what you want to do is you want to make an xy table. Instead of whole numbers, make it like 0.5s. So let's say you start at negative 3.5, negative 2.5, negative 1.5, okay? Then go to 0.5, 1.5, 2.5, and 3.5, okay? There's plenty of points in there to see what's going on, okay? So your graph, okay, label your axis, and put a tick mark in there so that I know what the scale is, okay? So when x is negative 3.5, Justin, are you paying attention here? Okay, Surbir, when x is negative 3.5, you put it in here, what do you get inside? Negative 4.5. What is the greatest integer less than negative 4.5? Negative 5. Okay, negative 5 plus 2. Negative 3. And then you put negative 2.5 in there. So you get negative 3.5, the greatest integer that's less than negative 3.5. Negative 4 plus 2, negative 2. So you can see what's happening here, okay? So when it's 1, 2, 3, 4, it's 3.5, it's negative 3. So here's 1, 2, 3, okay? And so it's going to be there. And then it's going to stay flat until it gets to negative 2.5. Well, actually, what you will see is that it'll stay flat like this. Okay, Surabhi, are you paying attention? Okay, it's going to stay flat like that, and then it's going to go up like that. Okay, yes? Sorry? You could, but then you're going to get some funky things here. You'll get only these edges there. Okay, you want to see really, so you want to know what's happening between those 2 points there. What's going to happen if you put whole numbers is you're going to get a number here and a number there. You'll have nothing in between there. So you won't have anything in between like that. Okay? So then all you'll do is you'll get that kind of stuff. Well, that's not what the graph is like. Okay? You guys with me? Hang on. Make sure that you've got the open and closed circles correctly in here. I'm going to let you guys figure that out. Okay? Because one end's going to be open, the other end's going to be closed. Okay? They're not both open or both closed. Question, Emma. I mean, whatever is good enough for you to see what the pattern is. So to me, it looks like you're going to need these many points to see what the pattern is. Right? Okay, yeah. Yeah, because, again, what I'm saying is that what's going to happen is that at these points, things are going to change. If you just have whole numbers, then it's going to look like that. How do you know it's going to be a horizontal line? If you really need more specification, if you want to be a little bit more clear, perhaps what you want to do is put in numbers in here. Okay? Put in whole numbers in there. You guys with me? Survey, are you with me on that? You look kind of confused. It's supposed to be a staircase function, staircase to heaven. Right? Remember I told you this is a staircase to heaven for some people? Well, there is no, this line should not exist. That vertical line should not exist. So when you graph it, it should be like this. No, there is no vertical line there. There's no vertical line because this is the reason why. You're going to get a closed circle here and an open circle there. Well, you can't join a closed circle and an open circle. Okay? So it's going to be like that. Okay, so some of your graphing calculators show vertical line. That's because of its weakness.
On the quiz, we do that, right? Got it. And then we have to include the circles. Got it.
Okay, well, let's take a look. Okay, let's take a look. Maybe what you really need to do is, why don't you fill in this table here and do it, okay? So start out, so let's make a new table and I'll have you kind of do that. Okay, so go -4, -3.5, -3, -2.5, -2, -1.5, -1. Go fill in this table and then graph, and then I'll be back with you and see what's going on. So everybody is doing it, not just Surbir, okay? He's not the only slave. I've got 34 slaves in here. Get to work, people. Okay, moving on to today's lesson then. All right, follow instructions. Do it. Do it. Same on the same graph. See, it tells you on the same graph, do x squared plus 1. Do x squared plus 1. What's the question there, Mona? Moving on, do this. Okay? On the same graph. So you'll have 3 graphs on one little square. 3 graphs on one little square. Mariam? Chukka, Tamkar. Mariam, is there any way to ever? That's cool, but what does that have to do with your mouth? Why does the mouth have to go? I think everybody is selling too many batteries. There are too many people with batteries in their mouth. It goes on and on and on. And again, if you have intuition and you don't want to make a table for x squared minus 1, I'm cool with that. But you need to label the graph. How do I know where it's going? It's a different color, but how do I know which is which? Okay, see, now we're writing the okay, you guys know that if you make my life miserable while I'm grading, then the grade is going to be miserable as well. Because you're making me miserable. I can't read the stuff you got. Yeah. You know, I can't read the stuff you got there. So, what do we do? How do we grade? All right, everybody got that? Yeah? All right, so then let's answer this question. Does anybody want me to graph this and show you what they should look like? Everybody got this? Okay. Can someone give me a conclusion on this? So supposing I've got a function fx, okay, and it's got some graph. It doesn't have to be the quadratic graph. It could be anything funky, okay? It could be anything funky, okay? I've got this graph fx and I want to move it vertically. I want to move it vertically. What should I do? Move it vertically up. Sorry? Yeah, Vikram? Well, you don't need to have parentheses around this because fx is already. Okay, and then do what? Y plus 1 only. Can it be plus 2? Can it be plus 2? Okay, so then your new function would be, let's call it a different name.